Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about contouring, and specifically I'm going to be talking about a contour product, a contour palette rather. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is just the box that it comes in. It has an insert card here to have how-tos on how to do certain things, how to contour certain things. I'm going to be showing you two demonstrations in this video, and I'm going to be trying my hand at voiceover for the first time, so we'll see how that goes. There are several, obviously, coming out right now. I have the Ulta website pulled up to what they're pulling up as their contour kits. So there's this one, the Kat Von D, which is $46. It's probably the most expensive one. They have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, which is $40. They have the Ulta Contour Kit, which is $18, which they only had the swatch sample one at the store whenever I went over the weekend. So I was only able to swatch it, and I feel like I have a good, just in terms of like swatching it on the skin, knowing what it would be like if you actually bought that. Not a bad product, but we'll get into why I think this particular one from Kat Von D is the best. It Cosmetics has had one forever. It's called My Sculpted Face. It's $38. There are a lot of different options is what I'm saying. Nyx Cosmetics has came out with the Highlight and Contour Pro Palette, and they have two sort of products. They have a cream product, which is the Conceal Correct Contour Palette, which is 6 pans of different cream face products. And then they have a powder one, which is 8 pans, 4 pans of highlight, 4 pans of contour. I didn't see that one in the store, or else I would have swatched it and been able to show you, or tell you, rather, what the difference between them is. I just want to kind of say that I swatched the Anastasia one in Sephora, because they just got a Sephora in the JCPenney's at the mall in Joplin, Missouri. So I swatched the Anastasia one, and I swatched the Kat Von D one, and I have to say that color-wise, for contouring, specifically for contouring, the Kat Von D one is superior. And it is also superior just in terms of the undertones of the contour shades. It's superior to the Ulta brand contour kit as well. The thing about contouring, and I know that I've been using a bronzer for years to contour, but the special thing about this particular contour kit is that they pretty much all have a taupe undertone. These 3 shades right here all have a sort of black or gray or taupe undertone to them. And also, these 3 shades up here, your highlighting shades, are all matte, which I thought was interesting. And I thought that maybe that would just blend into the skin, but it doesn't. You can actually see it on your skin. There's nothing wrong with the highlighting shades from the Anastasia palette whatsoever. They were really great. And also the formula felt really, this one felt a little bit more buttery, I have to say. This one felt more buttery when I swatched it in the store. The Anastasia one was a little bit harder in terms of formula. But the Anastasia contouring powders in the kit were very warm. They felt warm. They felt more like a bronzer. Now, what I've seen reviews for the NYX contour kit, this 8-pan contour kit, which to me, I feel that that's very expensive for a NYX product. Where is it? It's $25 for the NYX contour kit. From what I've seen of people using it, it's very patchy and it's very hard to blend out, is what it looks like to me, and that's what the people who've been using it have been saying, that it is very patchy and very hard to blend out. This is like butter. This particular palette with the formula that Kat Von D has used is very buttery and soft and very easy to blend out without losing all of the color that you just applied. But again, the real draw to this palette, besides the fantastic formula of all of these shades, is the fact that the contours have a somewhat gray to black undertone, which is what you want, because when you're contouring, it's supposed to look like shade, you know, like shading, not like warming up the skin and bronzing. So I'm going to give you some comparison swatches to what I've used in the past to contour, and one's really great, by the way, and very affordable. And the other two, they work, but they're more, they actually are bronzers. They just happen to be sort of matte bronzers. So I'm going to put these on my hand really quick. First, what I'm going to do, just disclosure, is I'm going to apply some foundation, because you know, these face products, they're powders, they work better when they have something to bind to on the skin. So I'm going to come right back with some swatches to compare and just show you the difference between all of these things that I had used in the past. Okay, so here we have some comparison swatches. These right here in this row are from the Kat Von D palette. This first one, let me get the thing really quick. This lightest one here is called Somber. This mid-tone one is called Shadow Play, and then this one right here is called Subconscious. So they all have sort of a taupey quality to them. Maybe this one is just a touch warm, but for the most part it's very taupe inspired, and that's what you want to contour. And then over here we have the ones that I've been using for years. This one is the newest to me, though. This is NYX Blush in Taupe, and it's kind of like perfect. It has the same idea as these. The formula maybe not as great, but it has the same idea as what this palette is trying to do over here. So it's very cool toned. Okay, next we have something that I've used literally for years, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Now, this is warm, and I've been using it, and when I compare it to the other shades, it has just a touch of taupe, but it's a bronzer. It's mostly warm. And then here is something that I thought was great, you know, and this is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, but now that I have it next to these, and particularly these shades, it's so orange. I never realized how orange it was, but when I would apply it to the face, I thought it was fine, you know. So those are what I've been using for years, and then this palette comes into my life, sort of, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been using kind of the wrong undertoned things, besides the NYX Taupe, which is great if you're on a budget and you need a good contour. If you're medium to fair skinned and you need a good contour, NYX Taupe Blush, great. And it looks like this. This is the packaging right here. If you need a good contour, it will show up on you and it will look great. It will look like a real shadow on the face. Now then, let's talk about the highlighters, because they're matte. And I thought that was kind of counterintuitive almost for a highlighter. You need a little bit of sheen there to make the points of the face stand out. No you don't. No you don't. You just need to lighten them up a little bit. And I will swatch those as well. And these are heavy swatches, by the way. You wouldn't wear it like this, but the way that these blend out, these ones from I'm wearing it right now, like I said, this is kind of the more dramatic contouring. There are going to be two demos. One is more wearable, soft, kind of everyday contouring, and then the other one is a very sort of chiseled, contour the hell out of all the things sort of look, which is what I'm wearing right now. But the highlights, okay. Yeah, most of the time for me anyways, I want a sheen on the skin, you know. I want, you know, a little bit of shimmer from my highlight. The ones in this palette don't have any shimmer whatsoever, so I'm going to swatch those really, really quickly. Now, looking at them swatched heavily right now, I can tell that there's just a touch of luminescence, just like the barest amount of luminescence to them, but other than that, they're pretty much matte. So I'm going to go through those really quick after I clean my finger off. Okay, so here are the highlight shades swatched on my skin, which is pretty much just medium warm skin. First we have right here, we have Invitation. Right here we have Lyric. And then right here we have Lucid. Now, looking at the powders themselves, this one right here is more of your pinky undertone highlight shade. This one right here is more of your sort of standard banana powder yellow undertone shade. And then right here you have a peachy one, which is kind of interesting. So those are your highlights. And by the way, again, almost completely matte. Barely adding any shine to the face. What they don't actually, once you get them on, I don't feel that they add any shine to the face, but they really work well at bringing out the high points of the face. So that's kind of interesting to me that they work. I did not expect them to work as good as, you know, the highlight shades. I didn't expect them to work that great, but they really do. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of demo for you a couple different ways to use this palette. The first one, you know, she has a special brush, and I don't have the brushes that I use next to me for some reason. She has a special brush that is sold separately, and it's like $35, and one's kind of, oh, there we are. One's kind of like a dome shape like this from Real Techniques. This is their contour brush from Real Techniques. Kat Von D sells a double-ended brush. One side is domed like this, and then the other side is, I don't think I have anything, well, actually, it's kind of like this. This is Real Techniques sculpting brush. It has that angle to it. It's kind of, I think it's fluffier, but it has that angle to it. So basically for $35 you would get a brush that sort of resembles this, but this would be much smaller obviously. But yeah, that's kind of the concept of the brush. So you could buy both of these brushes, I believe, individually for much less than $35. So if you want dupes, there's a couple quick dupes. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the demonstrations now. The first one is me applying an everyday contour, something that will just kind of get, the reason that I think that contouring is important is because when you put your foundation on, your concealer on, and then your powder on, you kind of leave your face kind of flat. It's kind of one-dimensional because everything is just one color because you've concealed everything with those products. So contouring is kind of important to make it look like not a moon face, or, you know, sort of just this flat one-dimensional thing. So I'm going to show you kind of an everyday contour that's very easy. You don't have to use this palette. I'm just demonstrating the palette. And then the second one is this one, which is much more dramatic, especially looking in the mirror in real life. It's very dramatic and very chiseled and very sort of almost Wraith-like. Not Wraith-like, but sort of like nightclubby, I guess, going out contour, you know, where you want to make your features look sharp as a knife, you know, that sort of thing. So on to the first one, and if the voiceover doesn't work out, I apologize. This is my first time doing it, and I'm gonna try my best. So I will see you next time. I hope that you enjoy these demonstrations.
Okay, so here's the Shade and Light palette that we're going to be demoing, and there are the colors that I'm showing you. There's all of them. First one I'm going to be using for this is Shadow Play. This is a contour color, and the brush that I'm using is a Real Techniques blush brush, so we can get a very, very diffused look from this contour. And we're just kind of placing it in the hollows of the cheeks. Blend, blend, blend as you do that. Yeah, keep it going. Keep on blending. You ain't hurting nobody. Blend it out, yo. On the other side as well. We don't want to look crazy. Yeah, blend. I'm going to go just a little bit under the chin area to kind of contour that as well. Same color. Gonna go on the temples and the sides of the forehead very softly. Yep, blending it all together. Alright, now we're going to take the Real Techniques contour brush, and we're going to use the shade Lyric, which is a highlight shade. It's the sort of yellow toned shade in the palette, And we're going to pat that onto the center of the forehead. Pat, 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 pat. Just keep it going. On the bridge of the nose. On the chin. It may look heavy, but we're going to blend the hell out of this, so don't worry. On the jawline. Right under your contour. And then I'm taking just a regular old powder brush and I'm blending all of that highlight out. So that it's, you know, not too powdery or just sitting on top of the skin. I'm going to take the same shade, which was Lyric, and go in a sort of triangle shape somewhat onto the cheekbones, a little bit under the eyes as well. Not too heavily with this. It's just kind of going to be subtle. And we're also going to blend that out with the a big fluffy brush. I think I switched brushes. We'll see. I don't know. I recorded this 2 days ago, so we'll figure it out. So there it is placed. I'm placing a little bit more because I'm crazy. And above the lip as well. Now we're going to take, this is kind of just a clean, big old fluffy brush and just blending all of that together. Just all of it. Just blending, blending, blending. And there's your soft contour look. Alrighty, so now we're moving on to the harder contour. We're going to go into Somber, which is the deepest shade in the palette, and I'm using a Real Techniques sculpting brush, which is very, very dense, as you can see. I'm demonstrating. It's a very dense brush. What I'm doing is I'm kind of just rocking this brush a little bit into that deep shade right there. And then I'm just going to just lay it down right into the hollows of the cheeks. I mean, just lay it down. Tap it down onto the hollows of the cheeks. I'm going to get even stronger with that. Okay, so it looks insane right now. I did it on the other side, of course. I'm going to take the same brush, tap it right onto the temples. So we get a very deep contour there. On the sides of the forehead as well. Just tap, tap, tap. Don't worry, we're not leaving it this way. And we're doing the same on the chin. Or, no, pardon me, on the jawbone. Under the jaw. Whatever. And right under the chin as well. Now I'm taking a very small brush, a very small, almost like an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go down the sides of the nose as well to contour that. We're starting in almost like the inner corner of the eye and going all the way down, as you can see. And we're going on the tip of the nose as well. Okay, now that we got all that in place, we're going to take a EcoTools blush brush and we're blending all of that out. Not too much, but we're blending it so that it's not too harsh or just kind of have powder sitting on your skin. Just doing that everywhere that we put that dark powder. And you blend it to the point that you want it blended to, just as long as there aren't any harsh lines. I'm going to take that same sculpting brush because I forgot and go on the very top of the forehead, right at the hairline, because I forgot to do that, and blend it out with the same EcoTools blush brush. Okay, now we're taking the little brush again. And this is totally optional if you want to make your lip look poutier, your bottom lip look poutier. Just kind of go right under the lip in a sort of C shape. Kind of around the chin area, and then blend that out. Blend out your nose contour as well if you did that. And the way that I usually like to do the nose contour, blending it out, is to go to the sides, like recede it out to the cheekbones in a way. So now we're going into, I believe, Levitation. That's the pinky shade. in the highlighting colors, and I'm using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is, again, very dense, and we're just patting that shade onto the high points of the face, so the center of the nose. We're doing it very heavily in that triangle shape under the eyes and onto the cheekbones as well. On the chin, and then on the jawline to make that really pop out. Then I'm going to take the Expert Face, upper lip too, forgot about that. Upper lip as well, just on the Cupid's bow area. Now, taking that Real Techniques brush, the same one, just lightly buffing all of that out so that we get a really nice smooth finish. It's not too stark. So we're just blending. And so here's the finished product. That was the sort of more dramatic contour. I hope you enjoyed these demos and the review, and I will see you next time. Bye!